Are you serious? You've concocted a method for zooming into and back out of videos and images using a simple drag and drop technique.
Hello everybody, glad you're here. This is a template-driven tutorial, and the reason for that is it's going to save you and I both a ton of time. All you gotta do is download the template and follow along.
This is a brief demonstration on how all of this will work. I'm going to start by targeting area 1 of my image, and I'm going to drag in a zoom in effect out of my library. The library is laid out in a way that I believe is very intuitive. Just a quick demonstration, you got the zoom in effect, a pause in the middle, and a zoom out. That's actually quite a bit of information to apply to an image, and if you actually wanted to target a different area, you don't have to do anything except drag in another effect without deleting anything or doing anything extra. There's also another level of zoom, and this is the maximum zoom that the program will allow. I've also created drag and drops that target the center of the screen. This pretty much does all the heavy lifting, and as far as a zoom in and zoom out effect goes, fine-tuning and exact positioning of the effect requires a couple of extra steps, or if this is what you was shooting to do, you don't have to do anything, you're done. Applying a pan and zoom effect is also quite easy. I'm just going to do it without taking the time to explain all the steps at this time. I'm even going to crop this photo real quick. Okay, and in a very short period of time, I've explained roughly what you do here. I've applied a pan and zoom effect to an image, and I also cropped a photo. I will be going into methods to fine-tune and work with this later on in the tutorial. I just wanted to get you interested enough to download the template and get this effect going for yourself. This system of editing requires high-definition images and video. Zooming into the lower resolution produced by an older camera will produce an undesirable result. The editing format these templates are designed to work with is 16:9 widescreen. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is start by clicking the link in the download description for the Zoom In templates. This web page will pop up. My YouTube name appears here as well. Simply click on the download link. If you use Windows to download your files, come down here and click Save. I'm going to pause the video and allow this to download. Once the download completes, click Open Folder. This is a zipped folder. If you don't already have a program installed to open it, I've included a link in the download description for this version of WinZip. It's an older one, but it'll open it no problem. This is a trial version of the program that will function for 45 days. So if you need to install it, pause this video, install that. You're going to come over here to your Zoom In Templates folder, double click it. Okay, use evaluated version. Now click on that. That's going to open this window. Simply select the Zoom In Templates folder from up here. Come up here to where it says Unzip. Click it. Now, where you're going to want to unzip these two is you're going to come to your Documents folder. Right here is your Corel VideoStudio folder. Double click it to open it. Then just come down here to unzip and click. It happens pretty fast. It's a very small folder. Okay, that being completed, close all your windows. And we are now going to open up VideoStudio 6. If you've ever rearranged the layout of VideoStudio 6 to suit your taste, but you've never actually saved the settings, we're going to want to do that now. You come up to your settings, come down to Layout Settings, Save to Custom 1. Once that is done, we're going to come back up to our settings. Layout Settings, we're going to switch to Default. Then you're going to want to come up to the slider in the library window. This controls the size of your icons. We're going to slide that all the way to the right to make them maximum size. We are then going to come over to the Paths library icon. Click on that. And we're going to come up to the Add Folders icon. We're going to want to add 3 folders. We're going to name them 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and 20 seconds. Once the folders are renamed, come up to the Custom folder. If you've never saved any paths, this folder will be empty. But if you've got saved folders, what you're going to want to do is create a new folder and call it Temporary. With that folder named, we're going to move the contents from the Customs folder into the Temporary folder. Come back up to Custom, click on the first icon, scroll down to the last one, hold the Shift key, and simply drag all these icons into your Temporary folder. With that complete, we are now going to come up to the Instant Project icon, come down to our Custom folder, come up here to the Import folder, click on that. We are now going to start importing our templates into the library. Open your Documents, find your Corel VideoStudio Pro folder. Here's the folder you've downloaded. Open it. Open the 5-second folder first. This is the template file associated with that folder. Click on it. Simply come down and hit open. Repeat the process for the other 2 folders. With the template imports complete, I now want to draw your attention to the viewing window. If you have this border showing all the way around this image, what's going on is that you haven't selected widescreen mode. You're going to want to enable that now. This window is going to pop up. It's just going to ask your permission basically. Say OK. Now the window will be filled. That's actually important for what we're going to be doing. So the next step is we're going to grab our 5-second template, drag it into the timeline. That's how she's going to look when she's brought in. Then we're going to come back up to our Path Library icon, open that. The only thing you're going to have to actually do is you will be coming down here and selecting the images, and then right-click and select Customize Motion. And then you will be then saving that path with the name that I have set up for you. Basically, you're going to do it in the order like reading a book. You do this one first, the next one, boom, 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 until the end. When you get down to here, this will be the actual last folder or image that you will be saving a path from. This last one was installed in this position strictly so that I could give you these icons so you could keep them separate easier. So what I'm going to want you to do is Just focus entirely on saving the names and putting these in their proper folders. I suggest that as you save them, take your time, that way you don't make any mistakes, and that avoids all complications. I'm going to reopen my paths folder because I changed here. Okay, you're going to select your first image first, right-click it, Customize Motion. This window is going to open. The name of this particular custom path is top left 25%, and the reason it's called that is because that's what it's going to zoom into. And by zooming into something that says top left 25%, you now know what to call it when you save it. You don't have to concern yourself with anything down here. All you're going to do is click Save To. This window is going to come up. Now this blocks your path from seeing up here. Just drag it down here. Name it top left 25%. The default settings for saving will handle everything else. All you need to do is click the OK button. When Export Successful pops up, click OK. Come down to the OK button down here, click it. A new icon will appear in your library. Select the next image in your timeline, open the Customize Motion box, come up to the center of the timeline and click. This is the quickest way to display your new path name. All that remains is saving the rest of the paths in your timeline. Having completed those steps, this is what your library is going to look like. Increase the size of the library so you can read what's written under these icons. Then I'm going to come up to my settings and I'm going to save this layout to Custom 3. We saved the paths into the custom default folder because it made it easy to avoid making mistakes. But now we're going to select them and drag them into the 5-second folder where they belong. The final step is to select File, New Project, then come down here and select No. Come back up here and switch the library back to Instant Project.
Pause the video on this helpful list. This will guide you through the main steps required for installing the remaining 2 templates. You could even take a break and take the dog for a walk.
Okay, if you're watching this part of the video, all your tedious work should be done. The only thing that still remains is you're going to have to come to your temporary folder if you had to create one, move all of these paths back into the custom folder where they belong, delete that temporary folder, close out your project. This concludes the templates installation process. The usage instructions will come out in 2 additional tutorials, one for still images, and the other one will be covering video. Thanks for watching.